The most explosive news to hit the recording industry since digital recording. Roland's new VS880 Digital Studio Workstation. It's a 64 virtual track hard disk recorder combined with a 14-channel digital mixer and loaded with convenient operating features, plus an expansion slot for 2 independent stereo multi-effects processors, all seamlessly integrated in a sophisticated compact desktop unit that has everything required for professional quality studio recording, and all at an unbelievably affordable price. The CD quality recorder features 8 physical tracks with 8 virtual tracks within each one to offer 64 total tracks for recording and replaying multiple takes. And its random access memory makes locating instantly available with 0 rewind time. The 14-channel 2-bus digital mixer features 4 analog ins and outs and 28 bands of digital parametric EQ. It includes 8 snapshot memories, and fader, pan, and mixer parameters can be automated by MIDI messages. The VS880 has logical, easy-to-use, non-linear, non-destructive editing. Like a musical word processor, the VS880 offers convenient edit functions such as insert, erase, cut, copy, move, exchange, and time compression and expansion. With the flexibility of instant digital editing and the safety of 999 levels of undo. Plus, it also features a scrub preview for fast, pinpoint location editing, and it offers 1,000 markers with 8 locators, 50 tempo maps, and built-in metronome. These allow you to record audio first and add MIDI sequencing later, an innovative and convenient way to record. It has MIDI in and out ports, and includes MIDI timecode and MIDI machine control functions. So the VS880 can be master or slaved via MIDI. The VS880 also includes an easy-to-access expansion slot for integrating independent stereo multi-effects processors. These are included in the user-installable VS8F1 Effect Expansion Board and have 20 algorithms and 100 patches that offer a wide range of digital effects, including stereo reverb, delay, rotary, vocoder, and compressor limiter, as well as 3D RSS delay and chorus, and even distortion and overdrive with Roland's new guitar amp simulator circuit, with all effects able to be used while recording or digitally integrated into the final mix. Its custom LCD display is easy to read and includes a range of information, from playlists to waveforms to recording times to song lists and names. The VS880 Digital Studio Workstation, the virtual studio.
Hi, I'm here today to talk to you about the VS880, a breakthrough in digital disc recording. The VS880 is going to change the way you work by giving you the ability to record, edit, mix, and process your audio all in one portable, fast, great-sounding studio environment. That's really what the VS880 is all about: creative options, speed, and quality. What I'd like to do in this short video is to give you an idea of what the VS880 can do and how it's different from other recorders. First, I'd like to show you some of the powerful features of the VS880 and show you how you might use them in the real world. Then, I want to compare the VS880 to tape-based systems. After that, I'll talk about how the VS compares with some of the other options available today. So let's get started. Number one, it's very portable. All of the features that I'm going to show you are contained in this one lightweight unit. Portability can be really handy in today's fast-paced world. You could take the VS to a studio to do vocal overdubs, take it to a friend's house to record some guitars, and then take it home. Spend all the time you need editing your takes to make them exactly the way you want. Secondly, it's really fast. Watch this. I'm at the top of this tune. I want to go listen to the chorus. No rewind time, instant access. This speed means your creative flow never has to stop for anything. The speed advantage is especially important when you're editing. I mentioned that the VS can give you a lot of creative options. Obviously, the speed of the system will enhance any work that you're doing, but let's talk about another feature of the VS that can really help you expand your creativity: virtual tracks. There are 8 virtual tracks on each channel of the VS. These tracks are like a holding tank you can use to record extra versions, more solos, or other ideas for the material you're working on. Let's say you're cutting a guitar solo. Instead of using a different track for each solo, or erasing something you did before, you can use these virtual tracks to hold as many different solos as you want. This is especially important when your guitarist is playing well and you want to keep several solos. Then later, you can listen to all of the solos and edit pieces of the different solos together to make the best possible version. Watch. On track 4, I have 3 solos. Here's one. Here's another. It's that fast and that easy to review your choices. You can even edit together different versions from different virtual tracks on the same virtual track. On track 8, we have a male vocal.
Manifold choices with minimal strain.
We also wanted to experiment with a different vocal sound. So on virtual track 2 of track 8, we recorded a female vocal.
Multiple voices in a new domain.
On virtual track 4 of track 8, we've edited together both male and female vocals to see how that would work.
Make up your mind,
Do it in your own sweet time. Make a change or two.
make a change or two, make a change.
You won't believe it.
Remember that with the VS880, copying and editing doesn't use up any disk space. And of course, the editing in the VS880 is non-destructive. There are 999 levels of instant undo. It's very easy to edit with the VS880. To do some editing, let's erase the vocal pickup that the female singer added before the first verse. Let's listen to it first. That's the part we want to erase.
Manifold choices.
To erase it, we just go to our erase mode, pick track 8, starting here, and let's listen to find the end of the edit. Right here. And it's gone. Let's take a listen.
Manifold choices.
If your producer decided that he liked it better with the pickup, we can undo this edit instantly. Of course, we can redo it as well to compare the two versions.
Manifold choices.
You can see how fast and easy editing is on the VS880. Finding your edit points is also very easy with the VS. We can play while we are in edit mode, as we did in the last example. The VS also has a preview to and preview from feature that let you hear exactly where your edit will be. You can also use an at-pitch scrub and a slow speed scrub preview, as well as a waveform display. Here is a waveform display of the female vocal. We can scroll to find the very beginning of her part. In fact, there are many levels of editing resolution with the VS880. You can even cut or erase the shortest breath or tiniest guitar glitch if you really need to. So the VS880 makes it very easy and accurate to find your edit points. How about locking up the VS880 to a sequencer or to a multi-track tape recorder? It's really easy. The VS880 has built-in frame-edge accurate capability to lock to MIDI timecode. In fact, it can be a master or a slave to MTC. It can also generate song position pointer. There's even a built-in sync track to record a MIDI tempo map to use for sync and for locating to exact bars and beats for editing. It can also be a master or a slave with MIDI machine control. If you're doing a music project, there's a great feature to speed up your editing: tempo maps. The VS allows you to create or import a tempo map, giving you a bar and beat reference for locating and editing. This can really make music production fast and easy. I have a guitar part on track 3. I want to move it 8 bars earlier. All I have to do is choose a bar and beat within the solo and move that spot 8 bars earlier. The rest of the solo goes along exactly in sync. There's a guitar part on bar 17. Let's use bar and beat editing to copy it 8 bars earlier. First, let's listen to the part.
In a new domain, make up your mind.
All I have to do is directly dial in the bars for the start, from or sync point, end, and destination. This is a very fast way to edit.
Manifold choices with minimum.
That's really a fast way to work. Let's talk about mixing. I mentioned that the VS is an all-in-one digital virtual studio. Well, an important part of this self-contained power is digital mixing, effects, and EQ. First of all, the interface is very fast and easy to use. I just mix my tracks with faders, or do some panning quickly and simply with knobs, just like I've done for years.
Manifold choices with minimal strain, multiple voices in a new domain. Make up your.
The VS has 28 bands of great sounding EQ. I'm going to change the EQ on this drum part now. Listen. The mixer and the digital patching in the VS are really exceptional. Not only is the mixer extremely flexible with the internal tracks, you can also mix external tracks from your sequencer and MIDI gear at the same time. You can also install an effects board inside the VS880. This board gives you 2 independent stereo effects. The possible effects include reverb, chorus, delay, guitar effects including some of Roland's incredible Cosm amplifier simulators, pitch shifting algorithms, RSS effects, and lots more. One thing that really impressed me about the VS880 was the quality of the reverbs. Let's try some reverb on the male vocal.
Manifold choices with minimal strain, multiple voices in a new domain. Make up your mind, do it in your sweet time. Make a change or two, make a change.
Listen to the tail of this reverb. Listen to how it's smooth and really rich. Let's take a look at some of the guitar multi-effects. We'll start with a smooth, sort of jazzy effect. Now let's put on a crunchier, heavier sound. I'll step through 3 different effects in real time to give you an idea. Here's some really cool sounds.
Manifold.
And keep in mind that you can plug your guitar right into the VS880, so you can use the effects while you record. The VS has the ability to store 8 snapshots of the mixer. This is great for trying different EQ settings or mixer setups. I can also automate my mix using a sequencer. This allows me to do very accurate, even complex mixes if I need to, even 1 track at a time. Here I have a MIDI sequence on the XP50 in sync with the VS and controlling the automation of the mixer in the VS, which, by the way, is also mixing the outputs of the XP50 at the same time as the tracks inside the VS880. That's pretty slick. Here's an example of the scenes that I mentioned earlier. Scenes are snapshots of all your mixer settings, V-track selections, EQs, effects, everything. They're really handy when you want to try some different mixing ideas. Here are a couple of examples.
Manifold choices with minimal strength, multiple voices.
In a new domain, make up your mind. Do it in your own sweet time. Make a change or two. Make a change or two. Make a change.
Editing, which is not possible with tape-based digital recorders. In addition to useful features like cut, paste, copy, move, exchange, insert.
A few of the other features include 1,000 markers, auto punch, loop punch, and manual punch in and out, even with MIDI or a foot pedal. You can also vary speed your music. Here, listen.
Manifold choices with minimal.
Vari speed allows me to tune the VS to the outside world. I would use it, for example, if I needed to record acoustic piano parts that were out of tune with the guitars that I had already recorded. Time compression, which is built into the VS880, also allows me to fix the pitch. But in this case, I could get as detailed as fixing the pitch of a single vocal note. I could go on, but let's get to our comparison of the VS880 with other systems. First of all, let's talk about tape-based systems. Tape-based systems are like typewriters. If you want to change the order of things or copy one section to another location, you basically have to do everything over again. Once you erase something, it's gone forever. The VS is like a word processor for your audio. I can move sound instantly wherever I want, and then move it back. I can have several versions of the same material if I want to, without using up any disk space. This is great creative freedom. Plus, it's all non-destructive. There are 999 levels of undo. Here's an example. I've copied several parts of my original version of this song to another location so that I can hear a different arrangement. Here's the first.
Lay back and let it go, yeah. Whew. A revolution with minimal pain.
Here's the second.
So put your mind at ease, lay back and let it go, yeah. A revolution.
Let's talk about bouncing tracks. With analog tape, there's a big problem with tape hiss and generational loss. With tape-based digital multitracks, you have to record over the tracks that you have bounced to add more material. With the VS880, I can bounce tracks and still keep the originals in case I want to remix the bounce or just use part of the original somewhere else later. I can do this either by using virtual tracks or just by copying the parts I bounced to another location for safekeeping. Remember, copying is instant in the VS880 and it doesn't take up any disk space. In fact, comparing the VS880 to a tape-based system, whether it's analog or digital, is kind of sad. Here's a chart that sums it all up. Instant random access, fast editing, non-destructive editing, virtual tracks for options, digital effects, automated mixing, bounce without tape hiss, waveform editing. Have I left anything out of this comparison with tape? Well, what about the cost of the media, the tape itself? That's still cheaper, right? Well, not exactly. The VS880 records to hard drives. You can have lots of recording time on board, even more than an hour of all 8 tracks if you want to. You can't get this much time on some digital multitracks, or even on very expensive multitrack reel-to-reel machines. Just like tape, the hard drive will eventually fill up. With tape, you just put in another reel and it only costs about $10 or $20. What do you do with the VS880? No problem. You can record directly to 1 GB iOmega jazz drives that give lots of recording time. Then, pull out the drive cartridge and instantly put in another. Later, you can back up your songs to a DAT recorder. By the way, these backups include all of your edits, virtual tracks, EQ, and effect settings, everything. So if you want to do a remix or just change a few things about your song, you have all of your original elements at your fingertips. And you can put an hour of material on one $9 tape. How about the VS in relation to other nonlinear systems on the market? The user interface of the VS includes tape recorder-like transport controls, faders, pan pots, and punching in and out, making it easier and more convenient to use. The dedicated hardware is rock solid, and it's really easy to set up. Finally, it's an all-in-one studio with digital effects, digital mixing, incredible speed, and it's totally portable. The VS880 addresses one of the central issues to all digital multitrack users, and that's modularity. If you need more than 8 tracks, you can link several VS880s together. This setup, for example, has 32 tracks, 56 channels of digital mixing, 112 bands of EQ, 8 stereo digital effects, and 256 virtual tracks. That's a lot of power.
Manifold choices with minimal strain. A revolution. You won't believe it, but you a studio.
I can mix all of this audio digitally to DAT from the digital out of the master unit. This is serious stuff. So there you have it. Actually, I've only scratched the surface of the VS880. The bottom line is that the VS will give you the power and creative options to really change the way you work.